everybody, Marilyn here. I am going to show you how to do beginner quilling. And what we're going to do is we're going to quill simple shapes, and we're going to glue them onto these card fronts. So we're going to begin, and I'll teach you how to do a loose circle, and then we'll go in and shape into a teardrop. And then we're going to do another shape with using a teardrop and a tight circle. We're going to be doing marquees or cat's eyes. And then we're going to use those shapes to create a butterfly and a circle for our daffodil. And finally, we're going to end up making this cute little bunny. So these would be great little cards to use and send to someone this Easter. You can mail them or drop them off in their mailbox. When you're mailing something like this, you want to use a bubble envelope just to protect your quilt image. They're actually very, very strong. Like, you can't flatten it once they're down there because the paper's standing on end. Quilling is an age-old art. I first saw it in years ago in a London museum that I was at, and they had quilled on the inset of a hutch. They say that it was an art for women to relax doing, and they used to use a needle. So now what we're going to be using is a slotted quilling tool. So basically, these are the supplies that you're going to need. You need a quilling tool, and this is a slotted quilling tool. You can see there's a little slot right there that our paper is going to be inserted into. You need some glue. Now, the glue that I'm using is Lawn Fawn glue. I like using it because it's quick. It's a quick dry glue, and it also has a very nice applicator, a thin applicator, which I like. And this is called a sizing ruler. This is not necessary, but it's a great tool to have because you'll see as we go along, it'll give you some place to put your quilled image to get the proper size. And then tweezers are always a handy little thing to have when you're working with the small pieces. So basically that's it, what you need, and of course your paper. In your kit you're going to have strips of paper. The paper comes in packages like this, and the size of the paper is 1/8 of an inch. Quilling paper comes in all different sizes. It comes in 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, but the size that I use when I'm quilling for the images is 1/4 8. All right, so the pieces, these strips are, I think, about 18 inches or 16 inches long. All right. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is make these little circles. So you're going to take 6 inches of this pink or watermelon color, and so there's a little ruler here. So I'm just going to push these aside. So I'm going to measure off first. So my 6 inches is here. Now, you do not use scissors when you're making your strips. It's much nicer. You get you get a lovely edge when you just break, and you just have that feathered edge of the paper. So when you're gluing, it glues really nice. So we need 6 inches of the watermelon. We need 6 inches of this teal. So 6 inches, I'm just tearing it. And then we need 6 inches of the yellow. And here we go. Okay, so now I have my 3 pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my quilling tool, and I'm going to take it and I'm sliding it in. You see that? You're just inserting it in that slot. And once it's in that slot, you're just going to pull it down so it's even with the middle slot. Once you've done that, you're going to start turning it. So I'm turning it away from myself, and you'll notice that it's on my finger, and I'm using my thumb to guide it. I am not pressing hard at all. I'm just laying my thumb on it and I'm turning my quilling tool. This is actually, I'm adding the tension to it. You don't want to press really hard or it'll be a very tight coil that you're doing, and you just want to do it. So I'm just twirling it like that. Now you don't want to be doing it like this. That's a no-no. You just want it resting on your finger with your thumb, applying a little tiny bit of pressure just to guide it along. So now I'm twirling it. Once I've come to the end, there's the end. I was going clockwise. Now I'm going to go counterclockwise. So I'm just going the opposite way I was twirling, and I'm just going to move my quilling tool the opposite way and then just remove it. Once I've removed it, I'm taking my circle sizer here, and you'll see there's little numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the size of the coil or the circle that you want. So this one, I am going to put it in a size 6 because I just want a little circle. You can see here, they're just little. Okay, so now you're letting it relax. You're just letting the coil relax and move. So once it's relaxed, you're going to take it out and you're going to add a little dab of glue. Whoops, right there. Now, if you want, another thing you can do if you don't have a small applicator, you can put some glue onto a piece of wax paper or something and use a toothpick to place the glue. So there's my first, I'll put it over here. So this is called a loose coil or a loose circle. Okay, so that's that. So now I'm going to do the same with this one. So I'm going to put it that, and I'm twirling. Quilling paper comes in a variety of colors. We have quite a nice stock of it. And the other thing that you can get too is kits. So you can get kits. I'm just going to let that relax. There we go, and pick it up and glue it. Now these are quite concentrated loose coils because of where I'm putting them. So if you wanted a looser coil, you could put it into a number 5. I just want them to look like confetti or something. So that's why they're looking like that. And then the last one is this. So if I'm going too fast for you, just keep pausing and restarting so that you can just follow along with me, or just watch me do one and then pause and then you can do it. So I'm doing that, putting it into this number 6 and letting it relax, picking it up. Now normally when I do 6 inches of paper, I put it in a number 5 or even a 4, but I wanted these to be a little tighter. Okay, so there you go. So now, once you put them on your card, I don't have a card front. This is the only card front I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what I do. I just put a blob of glue down where I want it and just place it on top. So just a blob of glue, place it on top, and now another one like that. Okay, like I said, this glue does dry quickly, so you won't have any problem at all with them moving. Okay, so there's card number 1. Just do the card front. You can put all your cards together after. The next one I'm going to show you is this one. And on this, I'm going to use 6 inches of yellow, but this time I'm going to put it into a size 4 because I want it to have a looser look to it. So I'm going to just quill this. So here we go. So what we're making now is just the wing. Quilling is a great way to embellish these card fronts. Lots of paper, and release it. Lots of paper have these card fronts, and sometimes you just don't know what to do with them. So this is what we're doing with quilling. Is a really good way of doing something. So you see now it looks looser than these ones, because this one was a 6 and now we've put it into a 4. So that's how you can get different sizes, is by placing them into these rulers. Okay, so now I am going to add my glue. So there we have a loose coil. Now we want to have a teardrop. So all we're going to do is lightly squeeze one end like that, and then we have created what we call, a teardrop. See that? So you're going to take that teardrop and you're going to just glue it onto your chick's wing. So now we've added some dimension to the card, and that chick has that cute little wing. Okay. Now this one, we are going to be doing 2 different techniques to quilling. We're going to be doing the teardrop, but making it into a triangle. And then this right here is called a tight circle. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So on this one, we are going to take 6 inches again of the watermelon. And we're going to make 2 of those. So let's just cut or tear 2 off. And then we're going to use a tight circle, and we're going to use 4 inches. So just the remainder. Okay? All right. So here, I'm going to put this in and quill. Now this is going to be the bow. I'm just going to embellish the bow. So I'm going to make this 6-inch strip into a size 4. So there we go. Glue it. And then I'm going to do another one. So this one is 6 inches, so that's one side of the bow. And now I'm going to do the other side of the bow. Here we go. You can quill animals, you can quill flowers, you can quill insects. There's all sorts of things you can do. There's tons of pictures on the internet for quilling, and there's books and whatnot. If you want to get your kids love quilling, and they can quill also. There's things on the internet that are easy for them to do. These cards actually would be easy for a child, like around 8, could handle this, I'm sure. Okay, so I've got my 2 loose coils there. Now I'm going to do a tight circle. So this is with the 4 inches. So a tight circle is quilling with the quilling tool, but we don't take it off yet. Once we're finished, we're actually going to glue that on when it's still on the tool. Okay, so I'm holding it, and then I'm turning it the opposite way and releasing it. So that is called a tight circle, and these are called loose circles. We're going to take these loose circles, and we're going to create a teardrop like that. But then we're going to take our finger, our finger here, and we're just going to push it. See that? And then I've made a triangle. So again, I'm going to make this into a teardrop, and then I'm just going to push the end to make a triangle. Once I've got my triangle made, I can glue them into place. I'm just going to lay them on top of the one that I've already glued. Lay it on place, and then put my tight circle in the middle, like that. And then you have a cute little bow. All right, next one. All right, now we're going to make some marquees or cat's eyes. So we need yellow and green. So with the yellow, you are going to need 4 8-inch strips. So here we go. 1, that's 6, 7, 8. Just tearing it. So it's basically half of a strip. So the strips are 16 inches. Okay? And then we need 1, so we need 4 8 inches. So I'm just going to put this in half and cut it. And then I'm going to need a 6-inch piece. Okay, and then we're going to need 2 green ones, and they're going to be 10 inches. And that's going to be for the leaves. The leaves are quite long, so we're going to need 10 inches. And you're going to need 2 of those. And then you're going to need a 1 3/4 inch strip. So 1 3/4 there. And a 10-inch green. Now I am not going to make all of these up just for the time, because once I make a few, you'll be able to do it. So that was, so okay, so now I have my 10. And I've got 4 of those. Oh, and you need 1 more yellow, and the yellow you want it to be 6 inches. You'll find in your kit, some of them might be cut, some of them might not, so you'll have to measure. All right, so now I'm going to take this one, and I am going to quill. Sometimes it's hard to get that in. There we go. Whoops, pulled it right out. All right, so now I'm quilling, and I'm twirling it. You'll find when you first start quilling, you might be a very tight quiller, and then you can loosen up. Okay. So we needed a longer quilling strip because, and we're putting that in a size 3, because you can see the petals are quite long. So here's a 3 right there. I'm just going to let that loosen up. Okay, once it's loose, I'm taking it out, and I am going to put it like that. So you're going to repeat that for 3 more. Okay, so you might want to pause right now and do 3 more of those. All right, once you've done all 4, you're going to take it and you're going to squeeze the one end into a teardrop, and then you're going to squeeze the other end, and now it's called a cat's eye. See that? So squeeze one end, squeeze the other, and you've shaped it into a cat's eye or a marquee. You're going to have 4 of those, so put those aside. The smaller one, this one, which was 6 inches, we're going to quill it, and this one, we just need 1 of them, and this one is going to be a teardrop. So I'm quilling it, and I'm putting it into a size 5 right there. taking it out. And there we go. This one is just going to be a teardrop. Like that. So now you have your 4 petals, and you have this one here. It looks like that. Okay? So now what you can do is you can glue these onto your card. Once they're glued onto the card, you're going to take this piece, which was 1 3/4 inch strip, which is this one here. And you're going to put, so say this is I'm just going to put this on. So this can be, whoops. All right, so this right here are these 2 here, okay? Just for time, I don't want this to drag on too long for you. So now you're going to put some glue right here, and you're going to add. So I've got some glue there, and then I'm just going to draw a line with my glue. See that? See how I drew that line with my glue? And then this little piece here is going to attach to the side and attach. So you can add a little curve if you want, depending on how your glue is. And then that's just going to stay. Okay? So now you've got your stem. All right? So you can have it curved. It all depends on how you put your glue onto your paper. And then it just stays there. So then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make your leaves. So the leaves are the longer ones too. Remember we did 10 inches? So now we're going to quill. So this obviously takes a little longer. Guiding with your thumb. Whoops. And once we come to the end, we release it, and then we're going to put it into a size 2. So this one's a big one. See that? Let it relax. Take it out. So when you're squeezing this one, you want to kind of hold the middle and then squeeze this end and then squeeze this end, pushing that center in, and then squeeze the sides. So we're making it elongated. So then we have a leaf, and then that leaf you're going to glue on to your card. All right, so you're going to glue all your petals on and this center. Then you're going to glue the green on, and then your 2 petals, and you get your flower or daffodil. That's actually what it's supposed to be, but I think it might take a little imagination for that. Okay. All right, our next one is our butterfly. All right, so on the butterfly, we are going to do blue. I got a piece here. Is that 8 inches? No. Okay, so again, it's 8 inches, so we know that that is just taking our quilling strip and folding it in half and tearing it. So now I've got 2 8 inches, and then I need 2 6 inches. There's 1. There's 2, and the middle is 6 inches, And the antenna is, oh, I made that wrong. 6 inches of green. And then we have the antennae, and it is 1 1/4 inches. And you want to do that twice. Okay. Alrighty, so now I'm going to take the longer piece, which was 8 inches, and I'm going to quill it like this. So once you get the hang of this, you're probably your best thing to do is get a kit, and then you can make all sorts of different flowers and things like that, or insects, or they even have baby themed, wedding themed. Okay, so there is one of our wings, our upper wings. So this was the 8 inch in a size 3. I'll have this all written on a piece of paper for you. So then you're just going to squeeze that, just the tip, because you want this one quite full. So we don't want this real skinny. Okay, so now that you have done these, so we have our top wing and our bottom wing. Then you're going to have 2 of those and 2 of the bottom wings. So we have 2 8 inch teardrops and 2 6 inch. So now we're going to work on the middle. So we're going to take our 6 inch piece, and like if it's a little over, don't worry about it. And if it's like 6 1/4 or something, it seems silly to waste that 1/2 inch. All right, so I'm going to quill this. Now this is we're going to shape this into a marquee, but it's going to be an elongated marquee. I'm taking that off, and I'm putting it in a size 4, like that. Now if this video kind of looks like it stopped, which it did, I had a few little problems there. Videoing is very new to me, so I guess that's the learning curve. So I'm going to squeeze this side and then the left side to make a marquee. So there's my marquee, and I'm going to squeeze the center to make it elongated. So that is the body. You can see it right there. The body's there. All right, before we glue it all together, we want to do the antennae. So here we have our 2 1 1/4 pieces. So what I'm going to do is attach them to this middle section. So I'm adding some glue there along the side. I'm just going to lay that on there like that. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Once we have these 2 little pieces in place, there we go. Once we have the 2 little pieces in place, we're going to curl the tops. Okay, so we're going to take the top of the antennae, and I'm going to put it into my slotted tool, and then I'm just going to quill it, and then I'm going to quill it, go back, and just take it out. And then you get that little curl. So I'm going to do it on the other side. Put it into the slot and twirl it, and then go back again, not pulling it out yet, and then release it. So now you've got the 2 little antennae like that. So when you're working on your card, you're going to glue this on first, position it, and then glue on your wings. Okay? So what we're going to do, last but not least, we're going to make the center of our daffodil. So now we're going to quill the yellow, 6 inches, or 8 inches. I'll double check on that. And we're going to quill it, and we're going to do a tight circle. So remember, tight circle, you do not take it off. You glue it when it's right onto the tool, like that, and pull it off. And there's our tight circle, which goes right there. All right, so that was 6 inches. Okay, so there's our card. You glue it all in place. Now you could move this butterfly down a little bit and have a stamped stamp happy birthday or happy Easter or whatever you want to use this particular card for. This definitely could be used not for Easter, could be used for a birthday, as could this one. All right, last is our bunny. We're going to make this cute little bunny. So we are going to need 10 inches for the body. So there's 10 inches. 6 inches for the head. 6 inches for the ear. So we have 2 ears. There we go. And then we're going to have 4 inches for the arm. 4 inches for the foot. And we're going to have 4 inches for the tail, and 2 inches for the eye, and 2 inches for the nose in brown. So there we have it. So you can get those all cut. All right, so we're going to start with the body, and that is the 10 inches. So this is a long one again. And we're going to use a number 2 for sizing. So I'm twirling, applying just the right amount of pressure there, take it off, and I'm going to put it into a 2, like that. Okay, so now we're going to glue that. Like that. And we're going to just squeeze the top a little bit because we just want to have the body like that. Okay? So it looks like that. I'll put the little bunny there while we're doing it. All right, the next one we're going to do, actually, whoops, I want the head. So this is the head, 6 inches. There's a lot of 6 inches, 6-inch head, 6-inch ears. So let's do this head right here. I'm going to quill that up. And this is the head. There we go. And we're going to make that a size 4. There we go. And glue that into place. So I'm not going to put my bunny together till I've got everything quilled. Okay, there we go. All right, next one we're going to do an ear. So that's 6 inches, and we're going to put it into a number 4. And this is 6 inches. So we need 2 of those for the ears. All right. Take this one out, put that one in. So these are the ears. Just gonna... Now I did want to show you, if you didn't have a ruler, there we go. You can just let it sit like that until it gets to be, that one looks like it's 1/2 inch. Okay, there's that. I'm just curling all these up. And then we have all right, so now we have, let's get the card here. So there's our body, and there's our head, and then these ones are ears, so we want to make that into a teardrop. So that's going to go like that, and this one looks like it's an arm. Put that one there, and this is another arm. Pull that up. Put it in a 4. Squeeze it. So that's a foot. So we'll put that on there. So we need another ear. This must be the ear. Now I'm going to glue this one all together for you. We're going to make the whole thing so that I can show you how to put on the eye. All right. Now you can refer to your paper for sizing and whatnot. And I'm going to squeeze that. Okay, so now we have our ears, our head, our body, our arms, our feet. Oh, we need our tail. So here's a piece of white. I'm going to coil that. And I'll put that into a 5, I believe. There we go. Goes in a 6. Okay, so that's in the 6. Okay, so now we have all our little pieces for the bunny. Now we're going to make the nose and the eye. The nose and the eye are tight circles. So this is 2 inches of the brown. So I'm going to twirl that, and tight circles again are glued directly onto when your paper's on your tool. There we go. There's one, and then this is our second one. And we'll have all our pieces for the bunny. I'm going to make the bunny just on a white piece of paper since I don't have the card. An extra card here. There we go. All right, we'll move the ruler out of the way. I'm going to take a piece of, a white paper. And there we go. So the first thing we're going to do is glue on our body. So I'm just going to put a blob of ink, or of glue. So that's there. And then we're going to add the head. Now, when we're adding the head, we're going to take our tweezers. We're just going to move that coil, those coils down a little bit, and add some glue into there. So I'm putting some glue into there. Move that down. I'm going to take my eye, and I'm just going to put it right in there with my tweezers, like that. So that's how you get the eye in there. You just move things around. And then the nose can go right here. So put a blob of glue there. Get your nose and put it on. Oh, mine came undone. All right. Now I'm going to add some ears. I think I'm going to just make this a little more elongated. So I'm just going to squeeze that. And I'm going to put an ear here and one here. So I'm going to use my tweezers to put it on there. Like that. And then this one I'm going to elongate a little bit. This one I'm going to elongate and just kind of turn it. You can just curve it like that, and then it'll go right in there, like so. So there's that. And then the bunny arm is going to go right here. And then the bunny foot is going to go right here. And then the tail right there. And there we have our bunny. Okay, so then you're going to put your card together. Okay, so now you have become a quiller. So we're just going to show the cards once again. And then there's pictures in your kit so that you can show how they put together. All right. There we go. All your cards. You can put sentiments inside and send them out. So now you can say you've quilled. Thanks a lot. Brought to you by Scrapbookers Anonymous some more.